Are you sure? Because you seemed fine at the hotel.
Saturday for the spa day. Pizza?
Ran into Owen and the kids last night.
Troll, give me comfort, always have. But right.
Welcome back. Today we are here to share the storyline that is currently developing between Teddy and Cass, obviously on Grey's Anatomy. And let me tell you, this plot of them two definitely took me by a surprise because this is a storyline that I thought would come and go. But the fact that it's still ongoing and it's going strong, surprisingly, I just feel like we have to give a sum up of everything that has been going on. Where is the relationship? What is going on? And because let me tell you, there is a whole lot when it comes to this too. Even though unfortunately we don't get to see them a lot, I still do feel like the moments that we do get of them is very intense and is very meaningful. So today we are here to speak about this complicated but also interesting love affair that is happening between these two amazing women. So let me just give you guys a quick sum up of how everything started between the two and where things are currently at. So basically more of the story, they met, in season 21, and it was kind of like them getting to know each other. They're opening up to one another. Both of them, they have kind of very similar but also very different lifestyles and marriages as well, as both of them are married women, but things obviously ends up changing for Teddy towards the end of season 21 when she and her husband decides to get a divorce. But on the other hand, we also have Cass, who is actually in an open marriage with her husband. So there's a whole lot of breakdown that we have to get. So basically in season 21, you can basically see that in this case, Cass, she was very determined, to, in this case, get with Teddy in a romantic way. She was very persistent. She was very smooth with it. She knew how to approach. But obviously, Teddy, she had her, things like, oh, I don't know if I wanna, get into this because of my marriage. But you can see that Kat, she just knew how to get to Teddy, and it actually ended up working, and the two kind of had a fling or a situation in season 21. But in season 22, there's where everything actually starts to change. So Dr. Owen is experiencing significant difficulties. The couple have previously agreed to an open marriage, but Teddy ended it when she realized Owen was developing a genuine romantic feeling for his childhood friend and patient Nora. On the other hand, we have Cass. In this case, Dr. Cass Beckham is introduced to the hospital and is introduced to Teddy while they were going to a double date. In this case, you can see Teddy with her husband and Cass with her husband. But the husband had to go to the hospital because they were called up, so the two actually end up having dinner alone, in this case, Teddy and Cass, and that's how they started to really bond. And there is when Dr. Cass actually ends up telling Teddy that the reason why her and her husband they could figure out their relationship and be together for such a long time, despite having, very complicated schedules and being a family, is because they have decided to open their marriage. So yes, Cass and her husband, they are in an open marriage. Teddy and Owen, in this case, Owen, decide to get a divorce. And in this case, you can say that in season 22, Teddy is struggling, to cope with her new reality because she's thinking about her kids. She's thinking that she's giving up on her family. And she also feels like she's not happy, says she's forcing a situation, but, and also making maybe a rush decision by getting divorced by Owen. But she and Owen also already knows that their relationship is broken and that there's no coming back from it. And that the best thing they can do right now is be the best parents they can be to their children. And not only that, be the best professionals and just try to find a way to co-parent. But you can definitely 100 trillion percent see that in this case study she is struggling with it. And and then Cass comes in the picture and it's like a light escape for her. So you can see that the two in season 22, they have decided, after Teddy, she got her, divorce or going through her divorce with her husband, was still coping and trying to make sense of everything. She and Cass have decided to start to hook up with one another. But we have to keep in mind, even though, Teddy is getting a divorce and she's probably basically a single woman, Cassie, on the other hand, she is a married woman and she is in an open marriage. So now we will have to see how this whole situation will play out, because because if feeling starts getting involved, if they actually start falling for each other deeply on another level, will Cassie get a divorce or will she give up on Teddy? So I do feel like there's still a lot that will be unfolded when it comes to their relationship. But basically, so far as what we can see is that the two are finding a way in order to make the situation work. At the beginning, you can see, in this case, when I speak about it, I speak about season 22. You can see that Teddy, she, even though she was being very, very, attracted to Cassie, she was also at the same time, having difficulties, to communicate with Cassie. Some way she was trying to push Cassie away, but later on she realized that the reason why she was pushing, Cassie away is because, she was just dealing with a lot. Obviously, Cassie being the person that she is, very understanding and very patient, she ended up forgiving, in this case, Teddy, and they ended up just, just keep hooking up with one another. But like I said, I do feel like the storyline is gonna be very, very intense. At the same time, I do feel like right now they are just feeling each other out. They are just having fun. One is going through a divorce, the other one is in an open marriage. And they both are doctors. They both see each other a lot. They are also friends. They cannot speak about, they can openly speak about, a lot of things with each other without feeling judged. They have different personalities. One is a little bit more cold, in this case, Teddy. The other one is Casey. She's a little bit more loving and open and very more free spirited. So it's kind of like the opposite, in this case, does attract, and it's currently going well for them, especially after Teddy have apologized to Casey for her behavior, and Casey have decided, for them to keep, this romantic love affair going. Obviously, Owen doesn't know yet about the affair, and obviously, I'm not sure if Kay's husband also knows about the affair. So we will have to see how it's gonna play out when they to find out about it. So yes, there's still a lot that will be unfolding between these two, I can guarantee you, because just by the way things are going, and it's also very short time for them to develop the whole storyline. I feel like in season 21, they definitely got a little bit more camera time, but season 22 is only just beginning. So probably, as the season progresses, we will see them a little bit more, because you can see them on some episodes right now in season 22. For example, in episode 5, you don't see them together. They don't get any camera time, not even Owen, not even, Casey, Teddy, nobody, none of this, triangle situation that has been going on. But on the previous episodes, especially episode 4, you do see them a lot, in episode 3 as well. So, there is still a lot that's gonna be unfolding between the two, but hopefully this couple doesn't disappoint us, because I do feel like they are two very strong, professional women that is seeking. I do feel like they are seeking for different things. I don't really know what their intentions is towards one another yet. I do know that currently, Teddy, she's going through a very sensitive moment, and she starts and she's finding comfort in Cassie, just to, relax and not be so stressed out all the time, and just having that like your escape zone. On the other hand, I don't know yet what is Cassie's attentions towards Teddy, because she's very persistent when it comes to Teddy. She's very caring. She's very like, she seeks for her, she looks for her, she wants to be there for her. But I don't know what her real intentions with her is yet. So hopefully, like, we will get some answer on this case. I will get some answers, as the season progresses. But I do feel like they have a lot of potential to make this relationship, love affair, whatever they have going on, working, and I'm definitely here for it. So hopefully the upcoming episodes doesn't disappoint us, and they can figure out a way to make it happen, because I am loving this couple so far. So yes, guys, that's basically it. Please don't forget to like, comment, share, subscribe. Until the next video, and goodbye.